Party's over, Grandpa.
And before Nadal fans start sending me death threats, I want to reiterate that this is a joke, just a joke. I respect what he has accomplished, but it does seem like the end is near for him. That man gets injured almost every tournament he plays, and that's why I think that it's time to admit that the game has passed him by in terms of physicality. Which is a crazy sentence to say even out loud, since he is the most physical tennis player of all time. But now at the age of 36, it seems like it has finally caught up to him. Of course, you can blame all of the injuries on bad luck and other circumstances that are out of his hands, but that wouldn't show the true picture of what's happening with his body, because it's not like he got injured today by just standing. McDonald made him run from side to side, and that's how he got injured. It wasn't an unlucky rolled ankle or his chronic foot problem. It was a legitimate injury that was caused by the need to move around the court at a blistering pace, and it seems like he can't do that anymore consistently. But either way, Mackenzie was outplaying Rafa even until the injury, so I don't want to see his fans claiming that the only reason he lost was because he got injured, because again, it wouldn't be the truth. I know that it's almost impossible to change your playstyle at such a late stage of your career, but Rafa needs to adapt his game to his body's capabilities or he will perish. Coco Gauff moved on to the third round of the Australian Open in a match against Raducanu that was as fun as it was expected. Two young stars of women's tennis went head to head in a competitive match which highlighted positives for both of them. Even though Emma lost and added to the not so great streak of results at the Grand Slam after her US Open win, at least this time we can confidently say that she came out of this match with some encouraging signs towards the future, as she showed that she can play on the same level with a top 10 player in the world, which was something that people were starting to doubt. We can't forget that she's only 20, so Raducanu has plenty of time to improve. As far as Coco goes, she reminds me of Berrettini, as in there is an obvious weakness in her game, which is her forehand. And it was inconsistent during this encounter as well, but she can be proud of her clutchness today, especially in the second set tiebreak, where she virtually didn't make any mistakes, whilst Emma became an unforced error machine. This win clearly meant a lot for Coco, but unfortunately for her, she will get whooped by Ostapenko in the round of 16 stage. Felix Auger-Aliassime played another very unconvincing match against Alex Molcan, who is a guy who shouldn't be that much of a threat on hard courts. I would like to think positively about Felix's chances in the continuation of the tournament, because if we are looking at this situation with a glass half full approach, then his fans should be happy that he finally showed his cojones and came back after two very average sets to win the next three in a very convincing fashion and left no chances for the opponent. But if we were to analyze this match with a bit more skepticism, then we couldn't ignore these slow starts and point it out as a glaring issue that needs fixing, because great players wouldn't allow him to come back into the match so easily. But at least he is winning, and therefore he has a chance to play himself into his form by scraping through with these victories that were harder than they should have been. It will be interesting to see how Felix fares in the next round of the Australian Open. Shout out to Francis Tiafoe, Thanasi Kokinakis and Alyona Ostapenko for holding it down as my favorites left in the Oz Open. What were your main takeaways from the third day of the Australian Open? Comment down below. Every subscription is truly appreciated, but until next time, take it easy, my friend.